Good evening and welcome to the Fairfield City School District Board of Education meeting for August 3rd, 2023. Will you all please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Mr. Birding, would you lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Mrs. Lane, will you call the roll, please?
Mr. Bagley?
Here.
Ms. Birding?
Present.
Mr. Clark? Mrs. Gundram? Mrs. Shorter?
Here.
Mr. Smith, Superintendent recommendations and reports?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Begley. At this time, I would like to ask Mrs. Howard to cover the items listed under Personnel Professional and Personnel Support.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Mr. Begley and members of the board, I have several items for your consideration this evening. Under Personnel Professional, number 1, resignation, letter A. Number 2, extracurricular resignations, letters A and B. Number 3, extracurricular corrections for 23-24, letters A and B. Number 4, an unpaid leave of absence, letter A. And number 5, employment, letters A through U. And that concludes all the items that I have for your consideration under Personnel Professional.
Thank you, Mrs. Howard. I'll entertain a motion to accept these recommendations.
So moved. Second.
Mrs. Shorter, Ms. Birding, any discussion? Mrs. Lane, please call the roll.
Mrs. Shorter?
Yes.
Ms. Birding?
Yes.
Mr. Bagley?
Yes.
Mr. Begley and members of the board, I do have several items for your consideration this evening under personnel support. Number 1, resignations, letters A through Q, and number 2, employment, letters A through J. And that concludes all the items I have for your consideration this evening under personnel support.
Thank you, Mrs. Howard. I'll entertain a motion to accept these recommendations.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Birding and Mrs. Shorter, any further discussion, questions? Mrs. Lane, please call the roll.
Ms. Birding?
Yes.
Mrs. Shorter?
Yes.
Mr. Bagley?
Yes.